I'll give you an example. I'm just coming up now to the village of Olney. Now they proudly display on this sign here that it's the home of Amazing Grace. Alright, where that famous hymn was written, first sang. Does anyone here really know what grace is? There you go, look, they're all proud of that. To the world, to the worldly Christians, this grace, they'll say it's not a license to sin, and they're right, it's not, but then they treat it exactly as it is, without even realising it, because they don't even bother to find out what sin is. Grace, as defined by Strong's, is the conviction, it's divine influence upon the heart. He is gracefully calling you and convicting you to obey the 10 Commandments, which brings us back to the New Testament thing. That's what, it's not a new covenant, it's a refreshed covenant. The one that was given at Horeb, the life-giving waters, the refreshing. When they were thirsty, they had no water. This is the deeper spiritual meaning. This is when you start to obey, you'll start to understand, and you'll see it. You'll see it in others, and you'll recognise them. You'll recognise truth for what it is, as it tells us in the Psalms. David, a man after God's own heart. What's the longest chapter in the Bible? Near the middle of the book, almost bang in the middle. Go and read it. Realise why David is a man after God's own heart. Christ's burden and yoke is easy and light. You know why? Because he finished, as he said on that stake, he finished the sacrificial laws, the ones that were added after the 10 Commandments. They were added because of the idolatry of the golden calf and all that. And that's exactly what you do in every Christmas and Easter. You're saying, here is your God. You're doing exactly the same. And then you're going on about this grace, and it's this it's saying you're free from obeying them. That's where it all really is. Because you don't read the Bible properly, because you listen to your Sunday pastors, because you think you're in a new covenant when you're not. And even when that new covenant comes into effect in the kingdom, it's going to be his laws, not following your own wicked heart like we are now. Or I was, not anymore. And I foolishly, for years, I went too far. I realised the Christianity thing was wrong. I realised that Christmas thing was pure paganism and absolutely evil and had nothing to do with God whatsoever. And then I went too far. I thought, oh, the Jews must be right. I did think they were right. For 18 months I didn't eat any meat and dairy. 18 months. I thought I was doing the right thing. There's me going to the letter of not even of his law, that was just Jewish made up stuff. Because they've taken the Bible and they've twisted it. Jewish fables. Instead of the simplicity of Christ. You know what the simplicity of Christ is? It's to stick to the covenants, our marriage vows. That is rainbow covenant. He gave to Noah. As long as that rainbow appears in the sky, that's in force. We eat clean. You know what clean is. The Bible tells us what clean is, and it even pork, for example, is never once. Even the word food isn't ever used for it. You can learn a little bit of Hebrew, learn a little bit of what it means in Greek and whatever for your understanding. But then, like I say, you can go too far and you can start trying to learn all. Think everything's got to be Hebrew, but it hasn't. Again, it's simplicity of Christ. Eat clean, obey the commandments. That's what you vow to him when you take that wine. That's your marriage vows. You say you love him, obey the commandments, and he'll give you the spirit of truth from the Father. And you really start learning, and then you realise, it's like that book of 1 John makes it so clear, especially then, once you start obeying, and you see what it means to love your brother. To really love your brother spiritually is to, no matter what, tell them when they're going wrong, and let them tell you also. Circumcise your hearts, be a contrite spirit. I misunderstood for years what it was to not be respectful of persons. What it means is, you will tell your brother, you will tell your family, you will tell the brethren, you will tell the truth with a forehead like flint. No matter how much they hate you for it, you'll tell the truth like Stephen did before he got stoned, like Christ did as they were murdering him. That is to give your life to him. And you think it's a struggle to just do a Sabbath? You consider that a burden? He calls it, God calls it a blessing. A blessing. He tells us it's a blessing, and it is once you start actually doing it in faith. What's Christianity call it? A curse. Woe to those who call, evil good and good evil. That's exactly what Christianity is. It's the opposite of truth. And the Jews twist the truth and hide the truth, and that's why you end up with this world like it is now. It's not because of the atheists; they haven't been caught. And why would they even take anything you say seriously? I mean, look, this world is totally screwed up because we promised to keep the commandments and don't. And that's prophecy. But you're ignoring it. He told us this would happen. You're ignoring it. And you're pointing the finger at atheists or at governments that have been put upon us because of our refusal to obey. And then you think you're going to get raptured. You think there's some celestial lifeboats going to swoop down and pluck you out and say, I mean, look around you, there's people getting murdered constantly, Christians getting slaughtered. But you're going to be fine. You're going to get snatched away because you believe in Jesus. Wake up, what is wrong with you lot? Why do you think we're shouting at you? Have a look, start obeying the commandments so you can actually learn what truth is, and have a look at the rest. Then get into the prophets. Listen to what they're saying about now. They're saying it right about now. Please listen.